incredibly hot because you have to heat that molten steel over 2,000 degrees to get it to melt and to be able to work with it. You're dealing with very hot conditions. You're dealing with conditions that are also inherently dangerous because that hot steel can burn you and cripple you and scar you and even kill you very quickly if you don't know what you're doing with it.
Yet, despite dangerous working conditions, Carnegie ordered his men to keep the river of steel flowing day and night. Despite hardships, over the next decade, Carnegie Steel Works supplied metal for many of the nation's major construction projects. Beams and girders for the Brooklyn Bridge, steel for New York's elevated trains, metal for the nation's first skyscrapers, the Washington Monument, thousands of miles of rails, all made from the empire built by the poor boy from Scotland. By 1890, Carnegie was the richest man in America. His net worth estimated at over $100 million. In today's dollars, he was a billionaire. The embodiment of the American dream, Carnegie became spokesman for the country's industrial aristocracy. For this was the Gilded Age, a time when fortunes were amassed and princely power wielded by families like the Vanderbilts and the Rockefellers. It was a time of no income tax and little government interference. The divide between rich and poor grew to a colossal scale. To justify their riches, many adopted the new scientific theories of Darwin, claiming their wealth and privilege were a natural part of evolution. For others, it was simply a matter of faith.
Some of them made a kind of religious argument that we have it because God ordained that we should have this. And others made this kind of more pseudo-scientific argument. Well, we have it because we're better adapted for life in this society. Needless to say, most workers who were at the bottom end of the economic sector didn't buy into that argument very much because it was in effect saying to them, you know, you are where you are because you're inherently inferior.
The businessman of that era had a virtual religious fervor about their having been touched by the hand of God, one of the chosen few who had wrought this miraculous thing that we call the Carnegie Steel Company or the Standard Oil Company or whatever. So that these men viewed organized labor, labor unions as virtually anti-ethical, anti-religious. These were terrible people, and they needed to be suppressed.
Throughout the 1880s, a series of strikes had rippled across the nation as tensions between workers and owners increased.